just a warning that this report contains distressing images and a moment a Palestinian boy is shot who then later died in hospital.
A bulldozer in the Tulkarm refugee camp demolishes homes in emptied-out Palestinian neighbourhoods. It's part of Operation Iron Wall, an Israeli military offensive targeting the northern West Bank with airstrikes, house demolitions and door-to-door raids, launched 2 days after the Gaza ceasefire was agreed.
And the Israeli soldiers did this?
Zainab Qasim shows us how Israeli troops ransacked her neighbour's apartment, ripping through their possessions and firing into walls, holding her children at gunpoint.
I have a daughter with special needs. She couldn't understand what was happening or what it means when a weapon is pointed at her head.
I was so scared. I even started crying. I was worried about my brother. They were so aggressive. They were screaming so much.
The family have had to evacuate 3 times since the operation began.
This has become a mini-Gaza. If I showed you the streets just behind that door, you would say this is Gaza.
It's not on the scale of Gaza, but critics say the operation is a compensation of sorts to the extremist right wing who didn't want the Gaza war to end and who are holding up Benjamin Netanyahu's coalition. And it has already displaced 40,000 people.
Israel says this is about rooting out militant groups to make sure that another October the 7th doesn't originate from the West Bank. But if you look at the destruction, the fact that they've bombed homes, destroyed the infrastructure, taken out the water systems, the electricity, it looks very much like the ultimate aim is to make it impossible for Palestinians to return.
10-year-old Saddam Rajab was shot 1 week into the operation when he was on the phone to his mother. In CCTV footage, the child screams in pain and struggles to move. His father, who is on crutches, finally reaches him 2 long minutes later.
We called an ambulance. It came and carried my boy. I tried to join him, and before I knew it, 20 to 30 Israeli soldiers turned up. Where they came from, I have no idea. They detained us for almost an hour.
In 2 separate journeys, the ambulances carrying Saddam to hospitals were stopped and searched by the Israeli Defense Forces, critical time that was lost. He never regained consciousness and died in hospital 2 weeks later. The IDF say they are investigating Saddam's case.
Let's assume their claims that they are fighting armed terrorists. How is a 10-year-old boy an armed terrorist? When his younger sister asks me daily, where is Saddam? I have to make excuses. When my youngest children grow up and learn the details, they'll be filled with resentment.
This conflict continues to claim innocent lives, each tragic case pushing the prospect of peaceful coexistence that bit further away. Donald Trump has said he'll be making a decision on the West Bank in the coming weeks. That is unlikely to account for the millions of Palestinians who call it their home. Diana Magnay, Sky News, Tulkarm in the West Bank.